Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you all had a good week. It was a good week here. A good couple weeks actually. It's been 2.5 weeks almost, maybe even 3. Since I really last did a video. I just haven't felt like doing a video. As I said, no colognes really caught my attention. I did get to smell the new Sauvage Elixir. I only got to try it in the stores. They didn't have any samples, and I didn't have an empty vial with me. Going back to put it in. Fill up a couple of them actually and try it out. Initial thoughts: it's pretty different from Sauvage, which I like. I think I like it. I don't know if here in Canada it's like, is it like $169 or something like that, $179 for a 60 ml bottle. Ooh, you're reaching, you are at niche prices really then, and that's that. I'm afraid, because if it sells well, which it probably won't, and that's not because, first off, I want to say this isn't a review. I'm going to talk about a few things I've tried and a few that I think you should try that I wore this last couple weeks. So if you're here for a review, sorry, not really going to happen. I didn't really wear any one particular cologne, so, but it's going to be a fun talk, I think. Anyway, I was saying, I don't think it's going to be the big seller like Sauvage and the Eau de Parfum, or even the Parfum. It just doesn't have it. It does have a bit of the DNA towards the end of the dry down. You can kind of, but it's completely different, really. It's more of a classic. Reminded me a little bit of, I couldn't figure it out when I first sprayed it. Kind of almost like a little bit of a Jacquard Noir vibe to it. Very nice scent. I mean, it doesn't smell like Jacquard Noir. Oh my god, it smells like Jacquard Noir. No, it just has that same kind of vibe. New tattoo I got yesterday. Eventually, all here behind it is all going to be a Greek key. It's just the Greek theater mass, the comedy and tragedy. It's not quite done yet. I've got to go for more red shading and white in the mask, but so far so good. So anyway, yeah, I like it. I really do like it. It's different. I just don't think I want to pay that kind of money, because here with tax, it's like 17%. So you're looking at over $200 for a 60 ml bottle of a designer. It's a good designer. I know, high end. And from the day I wore it, the one day, it seemed to perform really well. It didn't project as good as the other, especially the EDT, but it still was good. I lasted a fucking day though. Holy shit. I mean, into the next day, and the next day, the shirt I was wearing when I did my laundry, that's all you can smell. I give it that. And I liked it. So, but I just don't know if $200+ like it for 60 mils. See, what I'm saying is that's I think this scares me, because if it does sell well, or even moderately well, companies might try to make that the new selling price. Because if Dior sells it at a 60 mil at $169, what's to stop Paco Rabanne from doing their next one at $169 for 50 mil? And fucking YSL, $150, $60 for a 50 mil. I mean, scares me. I hope. Part of me wants it to do really well, because it's different. It's not a blue fragrance. It's not a Sauvage. It's not a fucking Blue de Chanel. It's not fucking Dylan Blue. It's not any of them things. YSLY. It's not a youthful, pleasing, sweet Ambroxan, Amberwood fucking bomb. part of me doesn't want it to do good because I don't want it to be set the new price. Ugh, don't like that at all. Fuck you, dude. You son of a bitch. Anyway, I got to smell that. I work for a day. I'm going to get some samples, so if I have to make my own, fine, but no review on that because I only had it for a day. So last couple weeks I've been wearing a lot of different things. I wanted to talk about 5 that I wore that I think you guys should try. 2 of them are, well, they're all cheap, honestly. 2 of them are really cheap. I don't even know if you can get them anymore, and I'm sorry if you can't. But they're from the TJ Maxx line. But they're surprisingly good for the price. I mean, they're not, again, they're not Dior quality, but $12.99 each I paid for them. And they're really good. Get on the first one here from the TJ. $14.99, sorry. It's $12.99, but $14.99, it's still $15. This is a Spice Reserve. It's got some freshness to it. I might have reviewed it before. It's got a bit of a Armani Code vibe to it. Not quite, not as much as I thought it did at first. I've worn it a few times this week, and it's got more of a, it's got the Code vibe, but it's, how do I explain it? It's a gourmand, but not a gourmand. I guess, yeah, because it's vanilla and cocoa and stuff, and but it's not super sweet, but it's still sweet. It's kind of like if it's sweet, like if you took a hot cocoa, not hot chocolate, there's a difference. Cocoa, a slightly sweet, bitter chocolate with some nice freshly whipped cream, not Cool Whip or whipped cream. I mean, you made it yourself. So it's got that kind of hot cocoa whipped cream vibe, which is kind of sweet, but not like a hot chocolate. And, you know, you say that, people think hot chocolate and marshmallows are just overly sweet, milky, sweet chocolate with marshmallows. No, not like that at all. It's got a undertone of sweetness, some spice in there. It's got cocoa. It's got vanilla. It's got, I'm thinking, some cinnamon. A little bit of nutmeg. It's a nice, but it's basically kind of like an Armani Code, really. Different enough to stand on its own, but it's very similar in other aspects. So, you know, and this isn't a review, so I'm not getting into big notes and everything in it, but performance, a few hours, but it is only an ode to cologne. But it's still very nice, very cheap, easy to reapply. The next one I wore that I forgot how much I liked it was English Laundry Notting Hill. Has a bit of a slight peppery, very slight peppery, gingery kind of vibe off the top. But it really does remind me of a shaving cream, a classic men's scent. But updated, I guess would be the term. Again, I'm not sure of the notes. Can't remember. I just know I really liked it. Again, performance, not the greatest, but not the worst. Got about 6 hours out of it. Projected for a couple hours. Never beast. More of, like I said, a slightly sweet, slightly spicy shaving cream kind of smell. Very nice. A classy aspect to it that you don't generally get from cheaper bottles of cologne. But yeah, that's one you should try. These are all ones you should try if you haven't. The next one is a combination, actually. Another one of the TJ Maxxes I got for $14.99. The Bourbon Craft. It's got a sweet bourbon kind of smell to it, obviously. And that's and patchouli. It's got like sweet bourbon and a heavy patchouli in it. some other stuff in it, but I mean, and, uh, very nice scent on its own. This one was one that did last forever, even though it's an older cologne. I talked about it. I had to change my shirt at work when I wore it that one time. I wore it more than once, but I mean that one time I wore it at work, which I haven't done since. I had to change my shirt because people were complaining. It's pretty potent, really is. It's surprisingly for $14.99. It lasts a while, projects really good, and it's kind of daring, shall I say. It's not, if you pick it up expecting a sweet booze or a fucking modern day fucking man scent, this is not it. This is it smells like booze. I mean, it smells like you spilled a bottle of bourbon on yourself. Like, I mean, well, you rolled around or you hung around with some hippies. Bourbon and patchouli. Bit of an earthy vibe to it with the patchouli towards the end of the dry down. But what I did was I wore it, had a bit of an epiphany. I wore it with the Demeter pipe tobacco. Layered it. I put this on, a few sprays of this, a couple sprays of this. And it became almost it did become a smoky, boozy, sweet, boozy, earthy scent. Very, I want to say daring or hard to wear. It really is, but very nice at the same time. It's not something you should combine and go into the office with. No. Nice combination too. They're both relatively cheap. $14.99. I think I got this for $20 off FragBuy. So, and performance on this alone isn't the greatest, but isn't the worst. Again, it's 5 or 6 hours, projects for 1 hour, but you combine the two, and boom, you're set to go. Definitely has a different smell, which is good. Just, I want to say a lot of people, but yeah, I'm going to have to. A lot of people probably aren't going to be appreciative of it, I guess would be the word. So yeah. But if you like being different and you like smelling alpha, male, manly, gorilla pound chest, cog mad, definitely one to go with. That combination. Even this alone is, I don't like this alone. I've worn it a few times. It's just kind of too tobacco-y. But combined with other stuff, it's really nice. And that's one that really it works. It just becomes a smoky, kind of soft, sweet liquor, bourbon kind of scent. Really nice. This next one, I keep forgetting about it. And every time I pull it out and wear it, I'm fucking amazed by it. Burberry Brit Rhythm. I believe this is the intense version. Yes. It's fresh off the top. It's got some citrus and assuming a little bit of pepper, maybe ginger. I don't really know the notes right off the top of my head. But what I like about it is it dries into this sweet tonka, slightly spicy, almost, I don't want to say dirty, I can't think of another word though, but just intense leather. Again, this could hold its own against any of the top designers, the Dior's, the YSLs, the Pradas, the Paco Rabannes. This is one of the ones from Burberry. It's a house who's kind of gone down, right? We all know it. But this is one of their hidden gems, I'd call it. This is really one you should try to find. I think they have it online for like $25-$30. Absolutely worth it. It's a good performer. I know some people say it isn't. I don't know what they're wearing. Maybe their skin is just eating it up. But I'm getting 7-8 hours out of it. Never projects beast mode, but it projects a good amount for a good solid hour or two. It's a pleasing scent. It's manly. It starts off a little fresh, like I said. But once that head dies down and the vanilla and the kind of woods that are in it and the musk and definitely that leather comes out to play, it is fucking amazing. It smells like it should be $160 Dior, not a $20 Burberry. Yeah. So that's it, guys. That's really the ones I wanted to talk about. There weren't a couple others. Nothing I really cared to talk about. They weren't great or anything, but those were ones that were just really get that Burberry Brit Rhythm intense if you can find it. The couple from TJ Maxx, they might be hard to find. But if you can if you're going to get the bourbon, I'd recommend getting the Demeter tobacco because it takes it from just a nice anyway. Like the bourbon's nice on its own. Like I said, it's this soft, sweet, spicy alcohol bourbon with patchouli. And the tobacco just gives it a smoky vibe on top of that, which really goes really well with it. Like cigar and bourbon. So it's kind of what it smells like. So yeah, and the shaving cream aspect of this one I find is pretty prominent. I couldn't just a classic shaving cream too, a classic shaving soap or cream like not Brill cream, that's the hair stuff. Oh my god. I can't remember. Classic white shaving cream. Not gels with the fancy aloes and fragrances and just a clean shaving cream. No. So, yeah. So that's it, guys. I know maybe you were expecting a review. I'm sorry. I just really haven't. I did get a few samples of the new Calvin Klein Defy. I'm going to try them out. I'll wear them this week and come back with a review next week on them. And see if it's any good. I sprayed it once at the store, just from that initial blast on paper too. So it seemed like it was going to be okay. Standard Calvin Klein. Not going to blow any socks off, but people will definitely smell good. So we'll see though. Might be a surprise. Can't be any worse than a lot of the other stuff I've been wearing. So, all right, guys. Peace, love, be good to each other.